August paycheck video because the last one did have a low volume, and I'm not a techie person, so I'm just gonna redo it. And there are some things that I want to show that I didn't show in the first video, so stick around for the bonus. So for my first paycheck that I'm using for August, that I get paid at the end of July, it's gonna be $2,061. I always like to set aside half of rent, so that's that. I like to set aside the full amount of utilities because utilities are always due in the beginning. And I already set aside half of groceries. Phone, it's gonna be $114. Renter's insurance, it's like $10 and something, $10.59. So do $10.59. Household, I'm gonna set aside half of that. Health, half of it as well. I did get reimbursed $152 from my FSA. I think I have like I had $400 in there, but I put in some money for some expenses with dental care, and I get paid or reimbursed even for the mileage that I have to drive to my dentist. I used to live in LA, so I actually still have my dentist in LA, and it's kind of awesome that they give me money to go visit LA. Subscriptions, I'm gonna set aside $50. Transportation, so I did have transportation divided up into different. While I wasn't filming paycheck videos, I opened up a whole new category just on transportation alone, and I had it all divided. So car maintenance, AAA, insurance, and I just got used to having everything just under one section, one category, and I didn't like the other way. So what I'm gonna do, it's just so much easier to have one goal for transportation that encompasses parking, gas, maintenance, insurance, everything, just to put it all in one place. Before, I really liked knowing that I had every category covered, so AAA, insurance, and all of that, making sure I always had the money to pay for whatever was due in whatever month. In regards to my car, because transportation for me is very important. I do drive for work as well. I do home visits. So I think I got used to it and I prefer it this way. I'm gonna base it off of my average spent, and then I'm also gonna, on top of that, add on any mileage reimbursement that I get through my job. I just submitted my mileage for May and it was almost at $200. And then my mileage for June, I think it's added up to $160. So combined, that's over $300 that I'm going to be getting also. So I'm going to budget average spent but divided by 2 because this is just one paycheck. And then again, once I get any mileage, I'll also add it on to transportation, because the beauty of having a budget for, the whole year, it kind of tells you what you've assigned on average, which I've assigned $642 to my transportation category on average, and what I've actually spent. So I have been in the green, I guess, but I also have had to move money around if things come up. I don't know. I just like it all in one, Putting aside $550 to transportation every month is so easy, instead of having like 4 different mini goals to reach car insurance. And then it just makes me depressed, Not depressed, but sad. Just kidding. I am very grateful every time I get to drive my car. And I do have those moments where I'm like, wow, I have a whole metal thing all to myself, So giving, Noche Buena, I think in my last video I did set aside $25 for Christmas Eve. Family, I set aside half of it, so it was $150. Christmas, I'll do half. I think last time I put a little less, but I'll do half. And gifts, I'll do half. We'll see. Wait, we'll come back. I'll set aside everything that I have to set aside for new phone and new computer. $18.72. And last video I did mention the amount that I have has really added up. I've been saving for 3 or 4 years and a little bit in each of these categories, and I'm getting there. Yeah, no stress. Um, for a new computer, a new phone, they do have their own category because these, especially my phone, is something I use every single day. I know my car, I use it every single day, but anyway, it has its own category. Okay. Anyway, every time I've needed a new phone, I've used it until it dies and it doesn't turn on anymore. Um, and I've always had to move money around, and it's happened twice. And then the last time I had to replace my computer, I spent like $1,000, and it was a MacBook Air. It wasn't even one of the Pros, which is probably why I hate filming and editing videos, because of the software. It's just some things I can't figure out, man. But yeah, I was like, yeah, no, never again. It's these things I do use, but then when the bill comes and I have to pay for a new phone, it's not joyful, even though I use it every day, which you'd think it would be joyful to get or buy something you use every day, like food, you know. But also, I could probably buy used phones, which I do. I buy refurbished. The Google Pixel that I have was refurbished. So appliances, 2120. That's just in case I ever need a new washer, mainly. Wedding, I'll do $25 for now. Yearly memberships, I always use the cash back that I get from my credit cards, so I'll leave that alone. Clothing, I haven't been assigning anything to clothing. Guilt-free spending, I'll do $20, I guess. Skincare and makeup, these two things I added because I really want to buy those, and so I created their own category. I still don't know how much I want to budget for each category, so we'll see. I've been using vitamin C and tretinoin or whatnot, and I want to buy more nail polish. I've been wearing pink nail polish lately and I love it, but I got the expensive kind. Um, let's see. So books, zero, travel. I always leave travel towards the end, and I really need to save up for Tokyo first class tickets to Tokyo because I have flight anxiety and I need to lay down. So, according to YNAB, I need to set aside $714 every month, and I've been setting aside $500 every month. Now, come November, I should see an increase in my income. One, because I've had extra deducted so that I could repurchase a whole year's worth of service credit through my employer, so that instead of hitting 50 and being eligible for full medical premiums, I can hit that at 49. Get a whole extra year. So for the Roth, there's going to be 2 Mondays. So I'm going to do 132.07 plus 132.07. That's what's deducted every Monday. And then brokerage is $25, and I'm left with $130.82. So I suppose that I'll do the $100 for eating out, and $30.82 for guilt-free. But then it's because whenever I put money in guilt-free spending, I spend it, which that's the point, right? But whenever I don't put money in it, I don't spend it. So the thing I've noticed is when I spend it, it's like on things that I don't even remember what they were for. I prefer to be intentional about it and like set it aside under books or travel. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna set it aside for skincare or maybe makeup. Should I do makeup? Let's do half. So 30.82 divided by 2. And then, oh, that is kind of annoying, huh? I'm probably annoying because I don't even put like $14 even. It's like a random $14.41 on there. But hey, look, they're twinsies. How about that? So I think that's it. Oh, $2 left over. I'll do $2 in travel. let's keep going towards my goal. Um, yeah, and that's it. Another thing I noticed, so I went to Seattle this in June, and I also went to Vegas, a small weekend trip, and that's why my travel fund got depleted. And this is the $500 is basically what I put in July, I think. So what I did is I did actually go a little bit over, but I was managed to be able to cover any overspending with some other categories like guilt-free spending, etc. And I completely forgot that I had 1 month ahead hidden under my hidden categories. So I was thinking if I go over the budget, I could always just dip into my 1 month ahead category, no big deal. Um, but I completely forgot because it was hidden. So I think that's great. And I would start on my second month ahead category. However, um, I really want to set all my money aside for travel. So that's my budget. Going on to my money. For July, I'm at, in my pension, it's $894.38. If we go back to other years, usually it goes up because my income goes up with inflation and all that. As you can see, normally for my pension, it's been $606, but because additional amounts has been deducted from my paychecks to buy that extra year worth of service credit so that I can retire at 49 with full medical premiums covered by the age of 52, which is when it kicks in, I decided to up that, and it went up substantially. So come November, I'm going to get that all back into my paycheck. I'm going to have more money to spend. And I've been for 3 months I've been wondering if I should lower my contribution towards my 457B because I just want to set aside more money to savings and more money to spend, more money to travel. But I've been able to meet my savings goal in regards to travel and my other expenses. I've been able to manage very well, and I'm very grateful for that. And I think just keep going, make it to November when you get that big, or not, it's not good, that extra money back. And what else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so 49. When I'm 49, it's gonna be 2040, and according to Yale, that study they did in 1970, society is gonna fall in that year. So that's another reason why I wanted to lower my investments. I was like, I'm just gonna hit retirement, and then all of a sudden, society's gonna fall, and all of that would have been worthless. But then you think about it, society might fall, but some people will still survive. And when you survive, you're gonna need money because everything's gonna be more expensive. So you could think of it, it's so cool how there's one scenario, but you could think of it in two different ways, isn't it? So going back, for my 457B, I was able to put aside $1,195. For my Roth, $660 because it was a 5-week month, so an extra 132 got taken out. And brokerage is always $50 a month. Now, come November, when I get a little bit more extra money, I'm thinking of switching it to $100, but we'll see. And the last thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna update my numbers on ProjectionLab, which is what I use to estimate like future expenses and future income, future ability to retire comfortably, etc., etc. So I'm gonna go on my Empower app, put in my password, and we're going to update all of this. So cash is 7,972 now. I'm a little richer in cash. Investments, this is where the money is. So my 457B went up to 119,222. Roth IRA is at $42,000, 42,000 $358. Taxable is always difficult because I have a few. 3284 and plus 15,965. 19,249.95. 19,249.95. Come on. 19. Oh, I already forgot. 19,249. And if you put in the cents, it just rounds up or rounds down. So that's why I don't like putting in the cents. I rather estimate round down. For real assets, I'm gonna switch this to $9,000. Although I recently learned that Honda Fits are no longer sold in the United States effective 2020, and I got my Honda Fit like in January or February of 2020. I used one, and I cannot believe it. Like, apparently people aren't buying little cars, and that sucks because they're still selling them in Europe. So I'm wondering if I ever need to get another Honda Fit, I'm gonna have to go all the way to Europe. Unsecured debts, that's my credit card. So I definitely paid those down. They were high because of all my traveling expenses. And that's that. Oh wait, investments. Whoops. Investments. Oh no, it's now at 116. See, it was at 119 before. Okay. And it's updated. Usually I update it at the end of the month on here. Towards like today, July 25th, 26th. This is where I update it. I mean, these are the. See, last time I updated was June 26th. And it's all here. It's beautiful. I don't count my pension on here because I count my pension as an income source in the future. But it does have a cash value amount to it right now. So on my Google Sheets, I do, because if I ever need to leave my employer and is not worth to wait until 52 to get out the pension, I could just roll it over into an IRA. So I'm kind of far enough away from retirement to have that option still, and I counted the cash value of it in my net worth. But here, hopefully, if everything goes to plan, I won't have to roll it over, and I can just rely on the pension and them covering my medical premiums starting at the age of 52. So that's what I didn't show in my other budgeting video. I hope you guys enjoyed the overview, and I hope you guys have a safe week. Bye bye. That's all.